So here we are in the Ignition Studios, Dealer News Live segment from AIME Expo. Uh, been old home week. I got to say hi to Jack Penton and I got to say hi to Philippe. And now I'm talking to who I think of still as a dealer. When Dealer News 2.0 came back, one of the first dealer profile of 2.0 was Harrison Eurosports, and Tigra Tsujikawa had written that for us after she'd visited Vance Harrison. And Vance, here we are. It's been a few years. Lots of things happened, but once a dealer, always a dealer. So let's talk about the dealerships and how you transitioned from a single store to Motos America.
Yeah, well, thanks for bringing that up, Robin. That was, I think, it was 2018 when that came out, if I remember correctly. And we were in Salt Lake City, Utah, and had a dealership there, and we had BMW, Triumph, and Ducati. And I learned quickly one big difference from the car business, which is my background, to the power sports business is the passion and experience. And that really, I remember there's a pivotal point when I went on a long ride for 10 days down the coast, Highway 1, down to Mexico and around. I sort of clicked and I got it, that this business is about the experience. And we can't forget it. So Harrison Eurosports was sort of the launching pad of that. And we did more advertising through group rides and getting people on bikes than we did in newspapers or billboards at that time.
But that's what it should be. It's butts and seats and is that experience. And we are not the car industry for that very reason.
Absolutely. That's our huge difference. Yeah.
It's our greatest strength and our biggest weakness simultaneously. So over that time, the family of dealerships has grown considerably, and then operations for Motos has also grown exponentially, including the recent headlines that you probably not wanted to gather. But can you set the record straight on the difference between Motos America and the dealerships within that family and how they're not impacted by what's going on?
Absolutely, yeah. Again, thanks for asking that question, the opportunity to clear it up. Yeah, Motos America, I created 3.5 years ago as a consolidation group buying up dealerships. And I did it in a couple different ways. It started as a public company. We did a reverse merger and made a public company. And that was how I was going to fund the company. And as we started to acquire more and more dealerships and aggressively go after the marketplace and roll this out, things became more complex at the corporation level.
Let's go back to your business model for those dealerships. You didn't want second-tier dealerships. You wanted the leader, and you wanted the leader in an exotic European brand or a legacy dealership like Cascade is. It's right. Both. It's great brands, and it's a great story, and it's a great dealership.
It is. I targeted stores just like that, exactly. That had a premium European, first off, BMW, Triumph, Ducati dealerships, but had a legacy already. They had an experience going on for the customers, and that dealer wanted to retire. They're to the point that they want to exit out. Jansen Kelly, great people, and they wanted to retire. And so that's really where Motos America came in, and I brought that expertise of experiential selling, but operations. That's really what my background is, understanding the back end of the operation to make the business profitable, and then have the experience on the front side of it. And it really worked. We gathered up. We got to the point that we were under management. We had 14 dealerships at one point, which was nationwide. There was a lot going on for sure, but that was part of our strategy, is to grow through revenue. And a lot of that, Robin, just to set the record straight, is at the corporate level. Again, our investment bankers and people that are raising capital wanted that revenue growth. They want to see us grow. Well, as we all know, as we entered into 2024, the capital markets changed significantly. Interest rates started to go up, money tightened up, things changed quite a bit. And so we were caught in that, that sort of that ripple effect of raising capital, and the cost of capital, again, at the corporate level, became very expensive and much more complex.
But there is a clear separation. The dealerships that you've got in the family now are still independent dealerships, well, owned by the group, but they're not tied up in the Chapter 11 filing of the corporation.
That is correct. So I'm the dealer principal of every single one of our dealerships. We have 4 dealerships now. I'm the dealer principal, managing member, president of those entities. And Motos America is the shareholder of those entities, but I'm the dealer principal. So they are solely owned, separate tax returns, separate EIN numbers, separate businesses. So where Motos America is going through this reorganization, Chapter 11, the only effect is really our private credit and sort of that investor level effect. And we had to get this straightened out the dealerships, all of our OEMs, all of our floor plan lenders, all of our vendors, they're insulated from, they're not a part of it. And I'll tell you, the encouraging news is business is good. We were up over last year. We were up about 11% over last year on unit sales. Our revenue was actually up over last year. Most important, that gross profit, I was just looking at it, was up over last year. So it's encouraging.
And that gross profit's a key thing. I understand the volume, and it would specifically for Triumph, a 400 class machine. That's a global success story and all that, but that doesn't have the same margin as a full boat, big bore adventure bike's going to have.
Well, that affects that brand quite a bit. But fortunately, BMW has, on the opposite side of it, it's a healthy brand and doing well. Our service business is a big piece of it, and our parts business was a big piece of that as well. So where we saw the growth is in those segments, more service, parts, and then on that BMW side of the world.
And for legal Luddite like myself, Chapter 11 means that you're protected. You have a chance to reorganize. This is not, we're shutting it down and we're evicting the tenants. We're restructuring.
That's correct. So Chapter 11 is a restructuring. So we're going in what's called a pre-packaged bankruptcy. We're walking in saying, hey, here's our plan. Here's our creditors. Our creditors, for the majority, agree to the plan. And then we can, once the bankruptcy court signs off on that, then we can move forward. It's dismissed and business as usual. It's basically renegotiating our debt that we owe. So Motos America will come out of this really healthy and really energized to go forward. At the same time, I've cut expense quite a bit, brought systems down into a manageable way that we can now grow and really support the dealerships. I have three principles in this project. I started 6 months ago when we started to get concerned about it. And it's we're going to protect our people. We're going to protect our employees. We're going to protect our teammates, and we're going to protect our customers. Most importantly, we're going to protect our product, our dealerships. That's our product. We're going to protect operating those, making sure they're healthy, making sure that they execute where they can. But most importantly, we're going to protect our passion for this industry, our passion for the business, our passion for the experience. That's where that magic happens. Without that, none of it works. And so those are my three core principles leading into 2026.
And I will say that's the overwhelming feeling that I get from everybody that I've talked to in this seat, is we're here because we want to be, because we are driven by the passion. Economic headwinds be damned. We have to live this lifestyle. We will succeed. We will take care of ourselves as an industry, which the MIC does for its members, NPDA does for dealers. PRA is now doing it for road reps. We are seeing a gathering of the forces here to take care of ourselves.
Well, it's really true. And I've got to say, too, there's an article out there, that the first one that broke, that talked about this being an operational issue for Motos America. I'll share with you, it wasn't an operational issue. This is a corporate issue that is beyond the dealerships. And yes, interest rates are increasing, floor plan has gone up. But I want to just point out, our OEMs have been incredibly supportive of floor plan costs. I mean, Triumph has been incredibly supportive of floor plan costs. Wells Fargo has been great to work with. BMW has been great to work with. So the OEMs have recognized that. And in our experience, we've seen some really good insulation. They partnered with us to insulate us from that high cost. So, there are some good things happening out there.
And it's prepackaged and all that, so that should expedite it. What is the time frame, do you think?
Well, that's it's actually going pretty quick. In reality, it's a 60 to 90 day at best case scenario. If everyone agrees to it, and we just get through the normal process of it. So Motos America will be out of that. But again, the dealerships, normal operating. I'm down in Santa Monica right now, working in the store, having a good time selling bikes. And so, we're still having a lot of fun. And so we'll continue we're looking for a strong season for 26. I think it'll be interesting, as everyone knows. I think it's going to be really interesting, but we're focusing on basically our four walls in our dealership. And we're focused. I told my teammates one thing: make raving fans. You focus on that customer. You just take whatever you can, take good care of them. We'll be okay if we focus on our four walls and make raving fans of our customers.
And that goes all the way back full circle. Harrison Eurosport wanted to create that. You got people on seats. Your advertising was going out and riding with people. And that's what makes us great, is that we do ride together. And butts and seats is what it's all about.
How fortunate aren't we? Right?
Yes.
And it's funny we bring that up. So I rode in today from Santa Monica on my Triumph Scrambler, and California is legal lane split. And I've done it multiple times. And my first time was in Marrakesh, Morocco, actually, and then in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and then here in LA, whipping through traffic on that bike, smiling, ear to ear. And I'll tell you, people maybe don't believe this. The LA drivers, they're pretty cool. They're moving out of the way, and you've got to be aware, just like anything. But I was flipping through that and thinking to myself, you know what? We live in a great time when we can ride and have a fun, and have that excitement and that experience level.
There is nothing like that. It scratches an innate niche, and it's not for everybody. And even I'm seeing Ride With Us admits that motorcycles aren't for everybody, but for the people that is for, it's everything to them.
It's everything. But there's something interesting happening, in my opinion, of our industry. We're seeing that pedals to pegs with the younger generation. So they're going from an electric e-bike, now they're going up to a Ciron or something. It's a fixed peg bike. Well, they're going to get used to riding two wheels more than ever before. I mean, we didn't have that as many young kids growing up riding two wheels. And I believe that's going to transcend right into motorcycles. That is, the cost of cars continues to go up, the cost of fuel goes up, maintenance goes up, the cost of parking goes up, right? I think we'll see some growth in our industry from that. There's got to be some transition time, but I think we'll see growth because of it.
And I think population curves we've been at an all-time low and just one of those dips, but I think that younger generation and the next batch of college kids and stuff is an upward spike instead of a downward. So that'll be just residual. Raw numbers mean everything's going to come up.
Everything rises up. Absolutely. I think and especially, we can really get philosophical here, but, electric cars, autonomous cars, taking the thrill out of driving a car. Hey, I love Waymo. I think it's great, but I love getting on my motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay.
But again, you came from that automotive background. You understand commodities. You understand that everybody has to have a means of transportation. Motorcycles are not a means of transportation. Motorcycles are a lifestyle.
They are. Yeah, we sold the bike to a guy yesterday that he's 72 years old. And he normally does the ride with the Vietnam vets, meet at the wall, I think it's called. 600 riders go back to DC. But he bought this bike because he's going to ride to Alaska. Actually, yeah, he's going beyond.
Wow.
So, he's like, my RT is great, but I need a venture bike. And it's 72. What a great story.
Well, he probably didn't have to pull a credit check on him if he's got that kind of disposable income and time to go on a big ride like that. Give him the bike that'll
get him there. And he's got 6 bikes in his garage, and the theory is always you can always have another bike.
That is true. I need to meet that guy.
Exactly.
Actually, my wife needs to meet that guy and understand it's not just me; it's everybody.
Everybody, exactly. No, it's exciting. We're so fortunate to be part of this business, and yes, this is a speed bump for us, maybe a pothole, however you want to say it. But I'm passionate about it. I'm in this business. I'm a dealer, and I'm going to remain a dealer, and we will continue forward. I'm looking forward to 2026.
Vance, that is awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Robin. Appreciate it.